Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at some more factors that impact the current account. The first one is disposable income increasing. Disposable income increases, we basically will spend more, and approximately 20% of this will be spent on imports. That will lead to more debits in the current account, and then increase net foreign liabilities and depreciate the dollar. So higher disposable incomes will generally lead to a higher current account deficit because of the increased debits for import spending. Having said that though, if higher disposable incomes lead to more saving, so we've got more money to save, that can mean that we need to rely on foreign funds less to borrow, which can help to reduce our size of our net foreign debt, which can also help to reduce the interest we pay on our CAD. So the main impact of disposable income increasing is we import more, but theoretically it can lead to higher savings, which leads to us paying less interest because we have to fund our debts less by borrowing overseas. Lower income tax rates, both good and bad. The bad is that lower income taxes means we've got more disposable income, so we can spend more on imports. Same links, will increase the debits in the balance of merchandise trade and can increase net foreign liabilities. That's the main impact. So the main impact is that people will have more money to spend on imports, and therefore more debits. It does have one benefit though. Lower taxes have supply side benefits in that more people are likely to join the workforce. That helps to increase competition for jobs, which helps to reduce labour costs because there's increased participation, there's more competition for jobs. Production costs go down, and that helps to contain inflationary pressures, which helps to boost demand for our exports. So there's a negative demand side impact because people have got more money to spend on imports, but a positive supply side impact in the fact that there's more people in the labour force, which helps reduce production costs, increase competition for jobs, and therefore keep jobs in Australia and keep prices down, increasing our international competitiveness. Higher terms of trade is excellent for our current account. Higher terms of trade is great for keeping our current account in surplus or reducing the deficit. One, because it means that export prices are higher. Exporters are receiving a higher price, so there's more money coming in. There's more credits in particularly the balance of merchandise trade. So now we're selling our minerals at $150 instead of $50. They're basically getting 3 times as many credits, assuming that the demand stays fairly similar. So there's a lot more credits for exports. If the higher terms of trade, is caused by cheaper imports, that will mean that because imports are fairly inelastic in demand, there'll be less money flowing out of the economy. So if import prices are essentially lower, that can lead to less debits. But the main impact of the terms of trade is the fact that we're getting more money for our exports, which is leading to more credits. These are just some supply side factors. So we discussed the demand side impacts of interest rates. A good thing about a fall in interest rates for the supplier is that they reduce firms' costs of production. That can help boost demand for our products because they'll be cheaper, therefore boost credits in the current account, the balance of trade. Lower wages, basically exactly the same thing. They reduce firms' costs of production, means that it should lead to lower prices, which increases demand for our exports and reduces demand for imports because our prices are lower. This is all just basically about firms' costs of production and then linking that back to prices and exports and imports. So if there's a higher price of raw materials, that's going to be bad because it's going to lead to higher prices in Australia, which will mean we will import more, and that will have negative impacts for cost inflation in Australia. It means that we will import more, and that will be bad for the balance of merchandise trade and the CAD because there'll be more debits. Strong productivity growth is good because it will reduce average costs of production, particularly if productivity increases more than wages. It will reduce inflation, reduce the demand for imports, boost the demand for exports, and lead to a surplus in the balance of goods and services, reducing pressure on net foreign liability. So it's all about basically linking it to production costs, linking it to prices, linking it to imports and exports, and referring to them as debits and credits in the current account. Climatic or geopolitical events are bad because poor climatic conditions can increase the price of commodities and agriculture, leading to higher prices and inflation, and therefore reduced international competitiveness, less exports, more imports. Government assistance, to finish off, is generally good in the sense that if the assistance leads to lower costs of production, that can boost our international competitiveness. So if we give subsidies to workers, that can help to businesses in the sense that it keeps our production costs lower. If they also give assistance to exporters to help them penetrate world markets, that will help to boost net exports as well. Having said that, if government assistance comes in the form of subsidies and tax concessions designed to boost investment spending, a lot of that investment spending will be on imported capital and intermediate products, which can increase debits in the current account. So you need to be mindful of where they're giving the subsidy, or what they're giving the subsidy to. If it's going to lower production costs, it's good. If it's going to lead to more investment spending, it can be bad. So most of these supply side factors we've looked at, it's basically just talking about how it impacts cost of production, and therefore how that will impact prices and how that impacts international competitiveness. The hardest ones are the exchange rate and interest rates, and linking them to both the good and bad effects that they can have.